much indeed. Let's carry on the conversation to figure out, particularly on that gas story, what is happening. German Galущenko, Ukraine's energy minister, joins us now. He joins us from Seattle. He's at the Net Zero Initiative, the ministers' meeting that is taking place there. Minister, thank you very much indeed for your time. Over the last few days, we have seen a lot of volatility in European gas prices. There's serious concern about what is happening in Australia, but there's a growing expectation that maybe this volatility could continue into winter. Minister, how much storage is currently being used by European governments, by European energy traders? How much of the storage that you have is currently being used by these governments and energy storage and energy traders? Can you give us a number at the moment? What should we be seeing?
Hello. Yeah. In fact, that is a very important point, the possibility to store gas in Ukraine. So we have the biggest storages in Europe. That is more than 30 BCM of storages here in Ukraine. And what we see that the trends of the previous months is that the European companies start storing gas in Ukraine, even despite the war. So, and that is a good sign for us, and that is a good sign for Europe also. So today we could say that already something around 600 million of gas stored in Ukraine, which is gas of European companies. And that is also important for the security of supply in Europe, due to the level of storages in Europe now, because it's very high. So I think that is a good solution for the business, and that is a good solution for European security.
Do you expect more coming, Minister, from Europe?
Yeah, we expect more coming. So I can tell you that we expect average something around from 500 to 600 per month. So, and we could offer. So our storages. We need 15 BCM for Ukraine for the next season, and so 15 BCM is open for storing in Ukraine.
Can we talk about what you expect to happen this winter, Minister, both in terms of the situation in Ukraine and what you think the energy situation is likely to look like in Europe?
I think that's very important. I mean, when we are talking about the gas, there's very important instruments which already started in the European Union. That is the joint purchasing platform, which would allow not to speculate the prices and manipulate the prices. And I think that is a very important decision. Concerning the Ukrainian energy system, of course, we are preparing for another hot winter. So, and I just recall you that the previous winter we were living under everyday massive attacks on the energy infrastructure from Russia. So it started from the 10th of October, and the last massive attacks one was on the 9th of March. So, and it was every day by all kinds of weapons. So now we are preparing for the next winter, and we are not expecting they wouldn't shell our energy system.
What alternatives do you have, though, if some of your power lines are seriously damaged? Do you have to import other energy for your own use?
That's a very important option for us. So, and I can tell you that that's the options which we used the previous winter. So that is the possibility to import electricity from European Union. So we were connected to the European grid 21 days after the beginning of the full-scale invasion. And now we have this possibility to import electricity from Europe.
In terms of what you've been able to manage this summer, to what extent have you been able to build up reserves of key equipment, transformers, etc., that will help you deal with the situation as it progresses this winter?
That's what we are working on right now, and we were working before. That's a very important point, because we need this reserve, not only equipment to repair and to substitute the destruction of the system. We also need to increase the reserves. And here I mention that we have a constant assistance and from our partners, and that is supply of all kinds of equipment in kind, and that is also the donation allocation of the money to Energy Support Fund of Ukraine, which allowed us to buy the necessary equipment.
Minister, could you tell me what conversations you have also with the U.S. on energy? Obviously, when there are issues in the Black Sea, particularly when it comes to oil vessels, you see a price spike. And the U.S. doesn't really have a lot of options when it comes to deflating an oil price spike. Are there conversations that happen?
Of course, we are in constant consultation with U.S., with DOE, and with all our partners. And I can tell you that, of course, we are monitoring the situation very closely, and so we are preparing and we are discussing different solutions.
Okay. Let's just talk about what's happening with your nuclear facility, Zaporizhzhia. Minister, can you just update me on what the latest is? This is the big fear that we all continue to have, that something goes wrong. Zaporizhzhia may be one of the other facilities as well. What is the situation as you understand it currently?
I can tell you that the situation becomes worse and worse. And that is not only our opinion, that is what is confirmed by AIA, experts on the grid. And so today they stopped the fourth reactor. They start to move fourth reactor to the cool regime, but because of the equipment problem. And that is the first signal that there is a destruction of the equipment in Zaporizhzhia and PP. That's what we also message to AIA, and we discuss this in details, because that is the biggest threat. That is still 60 units, and the equipment become worse and worse, and that is the issue of nuclear safety and security.
So before I let you go, Minister, let's just tie this all in together, because we talked about storage, we've talked about power lines, and we've talked about the port, and we're talking about nuclear as well. In terms of the infrastructure, what do you need in terms of the infrastructure to make sure things can run smoothly and store well throughout the next few months?
I can tell you that the best solution, what we could have from the point of view of the energy, that is the air defense systems. And that's what we need really more and more, because that is the best way to protect our energy infrastructure, and that we see how it works. So that's why I can tell you that we would be ready for the next winter from the point of view of infrastructure, from the point of view of resources. But very important is to protect our energy system from the missiles attacks.
All right, Minister, thanks a lot. We really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.